Okay, that one's in. This one's in. It's pretty soft still, so just gonna leave it be for a while. Get the pipe all screwed back together. Just gonna let this mud set up here because it's still pretty soft. And then I'll come back, retool it, clean up the pipe. I gotta mix a little bit more mud, it looks like, and then I can go mud in the clean outs outside. Before I mud these in, I always make sure I put my covers on. These are my clean outs or snout covers. I actually I special order them with a handle on them so they're easy to open. It's pretty much a T-end cap that's made to fit the snout, and it's got a handle on it. So I'm just gonna put a little torpedo level on here, get it close. Gonna put one screw in here, and that's how it will stay. I just gotta center it in the hole a little bit better. There we go. Yeah, so always put these on before you mud it in. Same with the stove pipe and the boiler pipe inside. The problem is when you take these off, I don't know if you saw that, but you know, this is completely round, and now that is oval shaped, okay? And if you mud it in and then come back and expect to put this on, it's gonna be a pain. So you wanna have these caps and you wanna have all your pipe on to hold this and make sure it stays round. Sometimes this happens if it hits something underneath and it squeezes a little bit. This one has clearance all around. It's just the pipe is slightly squashed. That's just how it came in the box. It's not a perfect, you know, it just doesn't stay perfectly round. It's ovalized a little bit. But if I put this on and then I mud it in, this pipe will stay round. When you pull that cover off, the pipe will stay round. It will hold that memory. So now at the wash here, I got to get ready to lay some brick back over this. You know, the stainless liner just comes down through under here, and I've got some of this foil back insulation that I'm just using to kind of be able to mud over this again. So I've got a couple layers of this, and I've got it folded up onto here so none of the mud can get through. So yeah, I'm just gonna throw some mud on top of there. And I've got, if you're ever looking for a nice filler brick, like you can pick up some Glengarry's at your local yard. These ones work perfect for, you know, if you know, you just got a brick that you want to pay a lot of money for and you want to just throw in a hole where nobody will ever see it, pick yourself up some Glengarry's. These will work perfect. So yeah, I'm gonna throw some mud in there, put those Glengarry's in there, and then I'm gonna smear over the top of them so nobody ever even knows they're there. And that's about as good as it gets with the Glengarry's. So I'm wondering if they actually maybe took this cap off because it's just so short. It looks like, you know, there's, you know, barely enough room. There's enough room underneath it, especially for the wood stove's got more room than the boiler. But I wonder if it was an issue initially with when they put the cap on with the wood stove. Maybe it was hurting the draft a little bit because it's so close to the lid, and then they just popped it off. But yeah, I don't know. It's something he'll have to look out for. But you see how they just kind of put this crown wash on and then just stoved this cap down into it. You can see that, you know, it's like perfectly formed. They just pushed it down into it and then cleaned up the mud that was oozing out the side after. But I'm just gonna put a couple Tapcons in it, drill them out, put some Tapcons in it, and if for some reason, you know, he has an issue with this cap, then he can just pop it off and, you know, run his wood stove, and then maybe eventually he'll get a different cap. This one, the mesh on this one is only 8 inches tall, and it's just something that everybody used to do, is get the 8-inch tall ones, but I never get 8-inch tall anymore. I haven't done it for years, since like back to the first caps I ever bought. But yeah, now Now everything I get is a minimum 12 inches for the screen height. And sometimes I even go a little higher than that. You know, on a little chimney, you don't really want to be 16 inches with the screen height because it does look funky, but 12 inches is a good height, and it gives it just a little more air under there, a little more room for that smoke to get out. I just pulled the flash in to see if our friend was gone, but he's clearly still living here. I think that, yeah, I think this is his home. Cute little fella. God, I hate that. I hate that I gotta evict this guy tomorrow. I wonder if I can just scare him out first thing in the morning, and he'll have to find, I'm sure he's got another spot to hide. Right? These guys have to have more than one spot to hide. I don't know how people think these things are ugly. Look how cute that thing is. It's cute as a baby kitten. All right, I'll leave him be. Tuck him back in there for the night. All right, I'm back in here, just cleaning up these thimbles. You can see it's pretty clean and flat looking. Basically, I just get a little bit of water and one of these grout sponges, kind of a stiff sponge, like not one that's been hanging around forever. I guess it's not stiff, but it's not like floppy and wore out. And I just, go right around it, smooth it out. It does give it a little bit of a texture, but it stays pretty flat. Then I hit the pipe, get that pipe all nice and clean, and then I wait for it to dry. So like, I don't know, in another few minutes, this pipe will start to dry off. And it will start to show this like gray kind of mortar haze on it. And I always like to just come back and clean that up. And you can just use like a dry cloth to do it, or some kind of cleaning wipe, tub of towel wipes. I've got these crocodile cloth wipes that seem to do pretty good. So I'll probably use those and clean it up, make it look nice before I go. I gotta do the one for the boiler now, and then we're gonna be done for the day. Gonna start with doing this wash this morning. I just took my diamond cup wheel and kind of flattened out a bit so I can get this brick to sit a little flatter coming through here. I'm actually gonna set all this brick with thin set mortar, and I'm gonna bag it in after with regular mortar, with some type N mortar to match the chimney, even though it doesn't really have to match. But yeah, so the exterior thin set is gonna hold this brick a lot better for me. It's gonna have a lot better gripping power to this wash. Today I'm gonna be using ProFlex, which is like, people use it for thin veneer exterior applications. It's kind of like Ardex, same kind of thing. I really like the Ardex 77 product for doing stuff like this as well. I just had a little bit left of this ProFlex, so I'm going to use it up here. As you'll notice, this does not have any flashing on it. And the brick came, and there was a big old mortar joint here. I'm not here to be fixing the siding, so I'm not going to be putting flashing on it. I'm going to get the brick in, and they don't even have house wrap on here, but I'll let the homeowner know that they're going to have to do something here to get flashing in here. It's pretty tricky now with this is all nailed in place, and you'd have to pull back the siding and do it. So I'm just going to put it back how the wash was originally. I'll probably just have, this is a spot here where you could have some flashing cut in as well, but I'm just going to put it back how I found it, and in better shape than what I found it. But yeah, this is the thing when you show up at places like this, you can't do everything. And look, I have a better look here of how that bat's going to be going in right through there. That's going to be his exit right there. When I get up there and start ripping that flashing off, he's going to come out right there. Yeah, so I'm up here, and you got to be careful in spots like this. Like, I'm up here just, you know, trying my best to not get electrocuted by this thing. I don't know. I don't know what I'd have to do to die, but I'm just trying to stay away from it. Obviously, I can't stay that far away from it. Just super careful with my ladders and tools around it. Always got to be aware of where these overhead lines are. It looks like it's coated rubber, so, you know, if you hit it with a ladder, you might be okay, but I always just try to stay way away from them. I don't like the looks of this, however, like how it's crimped together like that. I have no idea how safe I am or whatever around that thing, so I'm just not going to touch it at all. I'm not going to go, like, this is as close as I'm getting. I don't know if those, I know nothing. I know enough to know that electricity kills, and I don't want to be near it. I told you that in one of the other videos. I was at the Spec Mix Bricklayer 500 regional qualifier the other day. I got to talk with the Stabila rep. Really cool guy. He was there, you know, representing Stabila. And, you know, we're talking levels, and this guy was assuring me, he's like, it doesn't matter what happens to your level. Well, unless you completely like take chunks out of it or drop it or whatever, they will warranty this level for life. I brought this level up to him, and this level obviously has been abused. And he said, we will absolutely warranty this level. I mean, look at this thing. You can see it's just like years of abuse, trowel marks, little dings here and there. We actually tested this level. I can't tell you how old it is. It's old. I've got a few of these things kicking around. I just buy a new one because I want a clean one. The thing is with these levels, they don't go bad. Like, I've had one level ever, I think, from Stabila go bad, and it was because one of the bubbles was a little bit, it just went kind of fat. He said, we will absolutely warranty that. I'm like, it's probably like 20 years old. And he was like, he didn't care. So this level, after all this abuse and mud on it and just, you know, basically being beat on, we tested it on site. This level is 100% like right on accurate. Like, everything about it is still perfect. I had him check it just in case he might want to give me a free level, you know, a nice new clean one right out the wrapper. But this one's still this one's still perfect. So yeah, ever since I switched to the Stabila levels, which I think is actually pronounced Stabila, if you hear them talk about it, I say it wrong, I guess. I love these levels. I'll never go back to a mahogany level, any kind of wooden level. I'll never go back. This level is like, I mean, it's true. After all the beatings and all the years I've had it, it rides in the back of my truck. It gets wet, rides with the tools. You know, I'm not going to buy a wood level and bring it in the front of the truck with me. So just not going to do it. All right, this is how it's done. Just smear up the wash with this thin set and smear up the brick. And then when we do that, we're forcing a bond. So when this dries, it will be 100% adhered and the bond is forced. It will not come apart. So we smear that right on there, smear it right on here, and then it goes into place. And actually, when I place it, I actually place it, you know, up higher than what I need it, because, you know, this thin set they use for like natural stone, like thin veneer. They all say it's no sag stuff, but it all sags a little bit. And so what you want it to do is you want it to sag down into place. So this one's been here for a while. It's not moving. This one is gonna sag for a little bit and then stop. If I can't get them to stop, then I'm gonna have to do something to make them stop where I want them. Sometimes you gotta get creative. I'm having a problem with these brick. I can't get them. I gotta put more thin set under these ones to try to get them level, because on the sides it's so much higher than in the middle. So I keep losing them. They keep drooping down. You can see that one's actually locked in place. It ain't going anywhere. This one hasn't gone anywhere really. I do have to get it back down into place, but yeah, so I even have to build these up some more. So what I did is I just put some couple Tapcons in here with this piece of scrap rebar I had in the truck. And I've got some rebar tie wire that I'm just gonna, bend. And then when I get the brick in place, I can just pop it down on there and it'll just hold it, just like an extra finger, Obviously I'll make sure it's in the middle of the brick and the brick doesn't twist when I do it, but yeah, sometimes you gotta get a little creative when otherwise it's gonna look real sloppy. So I'll try to get that nice and level going across and straight, and then I'll let it set up while I go do the flashing up top. And then when I come back, these ones will all be hard. So then I can just, the rest of them will go up real nice and easy. Okay, here's a look down at the wash. It's all set up. Or sorry, it's laid in. I'm waiting for it to set up. I had to steal the ladder from there to get up on this roof, and now I'm about to get into the flashing. But before we do, I'm just wondering, is our buddy still there? This is day 3, and I've been avoiding doing the flashing. So I'm hoping that he's not here today. Let's have a little look in there. Hey. Wow, I think he's actually gone. Okay, so far so good. I don't see him in there. Unless he's up behind one of the other ones. Maybe I scared him away for a day. Perfect. He's in there. The poor little guy. Oh, man. Come on out of there, dude. I cut him. Look at his poor little hand. Shoot. I cut his hand, damn it. I'm sorry, dude. You poor thing. I think he's gonna be okay. I just got his foot. His foot's bleeding. I was going behind this piece with my roofing bar like I always do, like that. And he was tucked in right here behind the lead. And I got him. Yeah, I think he's okay. I hurt his foot. But you can't stay there, buddy. You gotta come out. Poor thing. I feel horrible now. Can we get him out of there? I know you're hurt now. Yeah, it's just a little bit on his foot. I can zoom in. I didn't get him in the face or anything. I just got his back foot. His foot must have been clung on there and just got him with the edge of my roofing bar. Oh, come on. Let me see if I gotta get him out of there. Come on out, dude. Yep. All right, I gotta try to get this guy out. He's right here and he's moving around and he's upset that I got him in the foot. Let me try to... I either gotta get him to go in deeper or come out. I know, he's just like, come on out, come on out. Oh, yeah. The sun's not very good, but he's not bleeding bad, but it's just, it sucks that I got him. He won't come out, and I'm gonna try my best and I'll bother him too much. He's not gonna like the dust and the cutting, but if he doesn't like it, he'll come out. He'll take off and go find a spot to hide for the day. But yeah, I mean, shoot, you can't even see him because of the sun, but Like, you know, I feel like we're still buddies and he still likes me. But at the same time, I feel like he might fly out and try to bite me in the face. It's like one of those type of relationships, you know? I'm trying to peel these 3 tabs back and they are not coming up because they've got this, they've adhered. It's all tar under every piece. It's glued down like tar, and I can't get them out. So I was hoping to just be able to you know, step flash underneath this without pulling back shingles, but looks like I'm pulling back some shingles. I talked to the homeowner. You know, these 3 tabs are getting old. There's nothing to match. So what we have is we have shingles that will match this roof here. So they're architecturals. And I'm gonna have to just pull back some of those tabs, and I'll have to put some architecturals in their place because you know, this roof needs to be replaced anyway. So I'll just stitch them in with some architecturals, and that's gonna have to be good enough. I'll never understand why people do this overlay. Look at this garbage. I've got to try to sort some of this garbage out. Look at all these nails all just rusted through. I've already actually pulled quite a few rusted nails, but yeah, I gotta weave in with this, and it's just like the overlay makes it just so gross. You know, all I can do is just whip shingles in there. Like, you can't, it's so hard to do anything nice when you're going over crap like this. So you do the best you can with what you got, and hopefully it don't look too bad. So yeah, I've got all my lead cut. I just finished up. I've got the wash on, and I still have to grout it. The bat's gone. Bat hasn't been back. I actually scared him out of there with my leaf blower earlier. Turns out he doesn't like the old DeWalt. So I'm gonna get this lead on here, and then I'm gonna work on getting these shingles in some kind of fashion. I don't have 3 tab shingles, so I've got some architecturals to put down, and the architecturals would be a lot better up against the chimney anyway than these 3 tabs. All right, well, that's this top portion of the chimney. The lead's done. I got to go down and do the lower roof now. So I used the architecturals to stitch it in on top of this bullshit overlay. God, I hate when people overlay. Honestly, it's a mess under there, and it's embarrassing, and it's so hard to do any kind of decent work on top of that crap. I really hate it. So I got it in. You know, the shingles aren't laying very flat, but what are you gonna do? It's literally on top of rubble and garbage, just like chipping pieces of shingles away. And like, you know, the shingles were bad. They should have come off the roof. Instead, they sit on the roof and deteriorate more and crumble more. And I'm not here to strip the whole roof and redo it. So I just do the best I can. This is what the corner looks like. And there you have that. Now I gotta go on the lower roof here and cut that in. Actually, I already got it cut in. I just gotta go down, measure it, cut my pieces, and get back down there and put them in. I'm on the lower roof here, and I'm trying to get this last couple pieces of flashing done. So they already had it step flashed, and they have a little bit of flashing going up the side here and none up there, but there ain't much I'm gonna do about that. This one comes from underneath the siding, so I'm gonna try to go under this, behind this, on top of this. I don't normally show you guys, I don't know if I've ever shown on camera how to do flashing like this, but this is a little different way. It's perfectly fine to do this. Just try to avoid cutting into, you know, smaller pieces of brick where you're not going to be okay with like losing a corner or something. I try to plan my cut in a certain spot where I was just going to lose that little bit, but I'm not going to, you know, chance breaking any brick or anything like that where big chunks will come off. So I'm going to put this on, and then I will come back and show you what it looks like. All right, this is all done now. That's how I've got it done. You see I've got this bottom piece wrapped up onto the side piece. I always try to connect them if I can. Wrapped around the drip edge here. Goes up through here. I had to put a little silicone in the back because I couldn't get all the way back there. But yeah, that's how that one looks. It's perfectly fine to do it like this. Got kind of a runaround day today. Just stopping in here to finish up this wash. Just got it all pointed in. Used my bag to bag it in. I set these with some thin set yesterday. It ain't the prettiest thing. The chimney's not square, so the brickwork's not square, and there's no flashing here and no flashing there, but we're just putting it back the same way we found it. There's only so much we can do here. Just letting it set up a bit before I hit it with the round joiner. I'm going to hit this one with the round joiner. These joints are nice and tight, good ones for round joints. And then the round joint will be a lot more resistant to the water. So any kind of water that hits here is going to shed a little bit easier because it's got this round joint where it's kind of, here, I'll do it lefty here for you. See how the round joint just kind of compresses. It compresses it and pushes it to both sides. Yeah, so I feel like this might be the best joint in this situation. Wait, look how dirty my joiner is. Yikes. Yeah, so this is it. Final step of the job. And so it's not going to take too long to finish here. And I've got just 2 chimney caps to put on today. A little bit of running around. I got to stop and look at, I got 2 jobs to look at, 2 chimney caps to put on, and we'll call that a Friday. Okay, I'm going to try to show you this. I'll hold the camera lefty, and I'll try to show you how I join up in here. So always when we're on the outside, from the corners in. Now I'm using the tip of the joiner. You can use the elbow too. The elbow I use a little bit more when the mortar starts getting a little harder. This stuff's pretty soft. You want to be like super careful not to smear it on the brick. So if you watch here, let me get, oh my word. All right, watch here. So I'm going to come down like this, and all this stuff that's going to come out the sides, don't even bother with it. Just leave it. I'm having a tough time keeping up. Guess you can tell I'm not a multitasker. I'm trying to look through the camera, do this at the same time. And you see all these the little pieces here? You know, you can just very gently get them off. No need to brush them or anything. Also, if they sit there like that, right there, if they sit there like that, it's not really gonna soak into the brick. You see, it's just laying on top of the brick. So it's fine to leave it. The idea is we're trying to do this nice and clean, and do it without acid washing it. So I get down here, and then I don't want to pull out from the corner because they'll blow my corner away. So I got to go in from the corner like that. Okay. That's round joint. You see how it's tapered to both sides. And like I said, don't worry about this. God, camera. Don't worry about this stuff, okay? Because it's not going to just soak into the brick. Just get it established. All your joints established. Okay, make sure they're full. God, I need a camera guy. I need a camera guy for this. Anyhow, yeah, so they're shaped and full. And then you're just gonna let it sit. And if this stuff sits on here, big deal. It's not gonna soak into the brick. We're not gonna have to acid wash it. However, if you smudge that stuff around, okay, and you're not careful, it will get on the brick, okay? See right here, it's loose on there. It's not gonna soak in. You can just flick it off. But if you smear it around, it's gonna smear the brick, and then you have to acid wash it. okay? We're not gonna do too much with this except for shape it. We have to wait till it hardens up a bit. When it starts to harden up a bit, then we can start doing something with our, getting this debris off here with our brush or whatever. Okay, so then we'll get the debris off. We'll shape it a little more, make sure all our joints are full. And then we'll brush it. But don't brush it before this stuff's starting to harden up on the top. Otherwise you're gonna just smear wet mortar around. You can see inside there, I actually put some mortar in there. It's a big hole in there. And I guess we're just gonna fill it with some caulking. So yeah, not much we can do about it. We'll just, so there's a hole behind this J channel, and I'm just gonna put some silicone up along this edge, I guess, to keep the water out since there's no flashing. Okay, all done. Got it brushed up, slicked up. Now I am gonna let this set, and I'm gonna go do another job. Gonna go put a stainless cap on, and I will come back in a couple hours and throw some silicone along that J channel after this has had a chance to harden up. I'll leave my ladders here and just pop in on my way back home and silicone it, and I'll be done.